The board conducted an executive session consistent with public officers law section 105. And I'd like to move on to the applications and present them for action.
Thank you. I'd like to draw your attention to the resolution approving Ecovative, the borrower being Ecovative LLC, principal amount being $1 million, interest rate of 4%. There'll be a 5-year term fully amortizing over the 5-year period. We'll get the corporate guarantees of My Forest Foods, and the collateral will be a first priority interest on specific commercial kitchen manufacturing production equipment with the purchase price not less than $3 million, satisfactory to the Alliance Director of Commercial Lending as agent of ACBDC.
Okay, should we have a motion to adopt that resolution? Is there a second? Do we have any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, I'd like to call a vote on approving the resolution. We want to do roll call, or we're just good with voice?
In the order, your order, the way we conducted ourselves previously.
Okay. So all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposed? Okay, hearing none, the motion is passed.
I'd like to draw your attention to the resolution approving the loan extension and modification to Northeast Pest Control on 1160 Broadway LLC. Since the loan does not mature until January 1, the principal balance would not exceed $45,578.16. The interest rate going forward for the 5-year term and amortization would be 4%.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the extension of the renewal? Is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, let's have a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. That concludes our loan applications. Do we have any other business?
Mr. Chairman, I'll give a brief report. I'd just like to keep the boards of all of our entities up to speed on what the other boards are doing. By that, I mean the Albany County IDA, the Albany County Capital Resources Corporation, the Advanced Albany County Alliance, and our latest and greatest, the Albany County Pine Hills Land Authority, which we manage. And we try to manage these as a single entity to stay coordinated. we usually are successful in that front, but not always. Staff is spending a lot of time now on the bankruptcy procedures with the College of St. Rose. As you may know, the county executive called for the creation of a public authority and is now populated by various individuals from the community that were appointed by the county executive, the chairman of the county legislature, Joanne Cunningham, and Mayor Sheehan. We have appeared in bankruptcy court as an interested party, filed various motions on the bankruptcy, and it is the authority's stated public purpose to bid on the entire campus because of its significance to the county and the city of Albany and of course the Pine Hills neighborhood. Secondly, to do so as a designation the bankruptcy court refers to as a stalking horse bidder. And that provides the authority, some financial and legal protections in how they bid. If somebody outbids them, there are certain expenses that they can recoup, and some other things that are in their benefit. We don't know how this is going to work out. The county is not going to purchase this at any cost. I've been told that in no uncertain terms, but there is a recognition that if this property is not put back into effective use, it will be a significant potential blight for the city of Albany. You've got, it's a challenging piece of property. There are, it was built as a campus, so you've got intersecting tax parcels that run through buildings. You've got mechanical systems that service several different buildings. So you can't sell one building and just tell them, by the way, you have no HVAC. So it's a challenging process. The authority believes that it has, is a legitimate bidder for three basic reasons. Basically, they've got certainty of funds. The state legislation creating the authority authorized them to issue up to $80 million in debt. The county, Albany County, is currently reviewing a debt service agreement to pay the debt service on whatever the amount of bonds that are issued. So the authority has certainty of funds. They can act relatively quickly once a deal is struck, if a deal is struck. They can act within 60 to 90 days to issue the bonds and debt. And it is anticipated that it would be well met by the investor community because Albany County enjoys very high financial rating. And this would be one notch down from the county's financial rating and still be in a A-rated debt. And lastly, that the authority wants to bid on the entire campus. And that for the creditors, that's an the authority believes that that's an attractive aspect of this because they don't have to try to sell this off building by building, which will take long periods of time and incur significant transactional costs.
Plus carry.
And that's a very good point. Carrying costs. The College of St. Rose has just incurred another $10.8 million in debt from what they call a DIP lender, or which is known as debtor in possession. Alan can tell you much more about it than I ever could, but they are appointed by the bankruptcy. They are approved by the bankruptcy court when an entity files for bankruptcy, and is to pay the operating costs of the entity until such time as the property is disposed of. So that's what that DIP lender, which is $10.8 million. I'm not sure if the whole 10.8 will ever be gone down, but so that there's a lot of activity on that. The Alliance staff will also be managing the demolition of the central warehouse in downtown Albany. A very chronic sore spot on the skyscape of the city of Albany. And the county has received $10 million in Restore New York money from the state of New York and put up an additional $3 million in, I believe it's ARPA funds, right, Kim? Yeah. So we have an RFP out right now for a demolition and environmental remediation not to exceed $13 million. And we expect to have those bids in by next week or the following week. We've been asked for an extension by several bidders, and we're probably likely to grant that. But this is a we want to have a robust bidding process here, so that we get the best price possible. We expect if those bids come in an acceptable format, we expect to have the building down by before the end of 2025. This is a complicated building. This is an old. This isn't just a cold storage warehouse. This was a very cold. This was a freezer warehouse. It was an ammonia-based system. And there's all sorts of complications. All of Amtrak's western and northern traffic literally goes directly, almost abuts the building. There's got to be some extraordinary precautions taken and cooperation by the railroad. I believe it's a CSX or Conrail right-of-way that is leased out to Amtrak. This is not going to be, and this is one of the questions that we've been asked in the bidding process, this is not going to be an implosion like we saw at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas with fireworks and everything. That can't happen because that would shut down that rail line. This will be taken down piece by piece, so it's a complicated, timely, and, of course, expensive demolition. And probably a good portion of that is going to go for environmental remediation, mostly asbestos. Those are some of the projects. The activity in the county is very high. We just stumbled onto a fact that business and corporations in Albany County are up in excess of 30% since the pandemic. I wasn't sure if that was meaningful or not, but when we looked at the surrounding counties, their business and corporations on much smaller bases were up only 2, 4, 7% increases. And we believe, we're still looking into this, that Albany County leads the state for new business and corporations.
That's great.
And, I think it just shows the kind of the resiliency of the Albany County economy. And, it's something that we're gonna work very hard on taking advantage of and bringing it to the benefit of the residents and the businesses of our county. So, I'd be happy to answer any questions, but those being my responsibility.
All right, do we have any other business for the board? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Move it. Second, any discussion? I'm learning. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thanks, everybody.
I know, it's like all the kids that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Amy has some gifts for you guys. She's gonna pass out.
Oh, an audit?
We've got a little holiday.
No.
It's the same thing now, I'm sorry. It's easier to go in there and say, give me 17 of those.
See you tonight. Thank you.